Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm reviewing LEGO Harry Potter set number 76402, Hogwarts Dumbledore's Office. This set has 654 pieces, 6 minifigures, and it retails for $80 in the US. This is honestly my favorite of any Hogwarts set in like the last 2 years. I think that out of the 2021 modules, it by far looks the best on display. Finally, we're getting an invisibility cloak Harry in a regular set for the first time since the reboot series started, I believe, because I think the only other invisibility cloak Harry was in the first minifigure series. This is a very similar, or it might be the same piece as that, but with like different printing on the inside, because as you can see, it's just like iridescent and really shiny on the outside, which I think is awesome. It's very different from the invisibility cloak that we got back in 2011, which I still have one of mine, but I unfortunately lost the other one when I was a kid. And of course, this wraps around the neck. So you can kind of see, oops, did not mean to take off the top of that stand there. So you can see the pattern on the inside, but I'm going to go ahead and pop that off so we can get a better look. So there's a better look at the minifigure underneath, and I think that that's my favorite style of torso for Hogwarts students. I just really like the open robes over the sweater look. He's holding a golden lantern, has some nice back printing, and I did switch it around to his alternate face. And then here's what that piece looks like. It's just like this huge semicircle with an amazing print on the inside that's so pretty, and then that iridescence on the outside. And as you can see, it is just absolutely gigantic next to the minifigure. We've just got a plain Hermione minifigure, like same old Hogwarts torso with the robes clasped. At the back, she's got the same hat back printing and then the same face that they've been using since 2018 for these young figures. And then we've got Dumbledore, the star of the show. I think that this minifigure looks fantastic. I love the print. I really like the dark red color for Dumbledore, a lot more than like the kind of pinkish magenta color that they sometimes go for. At the back, you can see some nice back printing, but I better get that beard off so you can see the rest. So with the beard removed, you can see the rest of his hair, and again, that awesome torso print. I really love that. But honestly, the biggest shame with Dumbledore minifigures is that they have such great torso prints, and then they get covered up by that giant beard, which that's the hairpiece. But yeah, like the beard just always covers up everything that you want to see underneath. And then we've got a brand new Filch in this set, the first time that we're getting him since I think 2018. Great torso print, and he even gets some pretty nice leg printing. That's very deluxe for a character like Filch, and I'm just sitting here crying at the fact that Sirius couldn't get leg printing in the Shrieking Shack, and Filch got it. But I mean, hey, more leg printing is more leg printing. Like I said, it looks great. He's holding a lantern, and we finally get a new Mrs. Norris, because everyone was wondering where she was in that 2018 Whomping Willow set. Love that print on her. She looks so evil. And I think that this is a good color for her. And I mean, hey, it really looks like a mean cat, which is obviously what Mrs. Norris is supposed to look like. They're still using that Shakespeare hairpiece for Filch, which I've always found hilarious. But it does work well, you know, to show the bald patch, and then there is his alternate face. This is a new version of Snape, but he is kind of a major downgrade. No more leg printing, which kind of sucks, and I mean, the torso's fine, but just nothing special. And again, same old face, no new face for him or anything. I mean, he doesn't really need a new one, but it would be nice to get something different. And I've saved the best for last with Madam Pince the Librarian. This minifigure, oh my god. I love it when LEGO throws random professors into stuff, and we have gotten so many awesome professors in the last year. We had Professor Sinistra in the Great Hall set, or the Chamber of Secrets set. We had Madame Pomfrey in the hospital wing, and now we have Madam Pince. And I'm just really happy because this figure is awesome. Good printing all around, especially printing onto the skirt. That's really cool because even characters like Mrs. Weasley don't get that in this theme. And then she has a brand new hat mold, just like Madame Pomfrey got a brand new hat mold as well. And honestly, thank you, LEGO, for going above and beyond and giving us a new hat mold for like a one-off side character who's appeared in just like a couple of scenes. So I'm really happy about that. I think it looks perfect. It does have like a pinhole to put a feather in, and she has a new face print as well. And yeah, minifigures like this make me really happy that LEGO Harry Potter can go to these lengths, even if it doesn't always go to these lengths. Okay, so Dumbledore's office is pretty tall, as you can see. I really like how tall it is. I love the point that it comes to on the roof, but we'll talk about that when we get there. I just wanted to give you guys like one overview of the whole thing because we are going to have to take this section by section but I will try to turn it around if I can get an arm around this thing so that you guys can at least kind of get the full effect. But yeah, there's a lot of moving parts here, so it's kind of hard to maneuver. All right, so we're going to start with the exterior. Like I said, I love the outside of this thing much better than previous sets because it has depth. Finally, some freaking depth in these Hogwarts sets instead of just having a flat wall of tan. I'm so happy. I love these little, like, almost like bay windows. Obviously, they don't have full windows on the side, but they're coming out of the wall just a little bit. That looks great. We have some very nice vegetation, and these are actually some pretty cool play features. They're supposed to be pulled out like this, so I'll show you that when we get to the interior. But yeah, some like tree branches here. We've got leaves, vines. We even have like little like gaps, like little windows down there, maybe for the mice to enter the castle, but that's really awesome. I do think this could be broken up a little bit more. Like, you only have one masonry brick here. I feel like there could have been something going on elsewhere. But again, that's not a huge complaint. It's just that it is nice to finally get some depth. That is a major step forward. We've also got these side parts, and as you could see while I was turning it around, like, these can swing in and out, but if you swing them all the way out, they look pretty bad. Honestly, I think that these are just good for angling out a slight bit to, again, like, just break up the wall a bit. But then you can connect more sets right here. So it can really change up the entire orientation of your Hogwarts once you start connecting this to other things. Then going into the middle, this is my favorite part of the exterior, how we kind of just have this rounded front. Like, it's not exactly a tower because it's not fully rounded, but I really like the way that this was built. This is what makes the set so good, kind of like this stretch all the way up through the turret. We also have some really tall windows here, which would look great if there weren't those bookshelves behind it. I think that having those bookshelves there really ruins the aesthetic. I like the interior details in this section, but it just doesn't make the windows look good when you can see like colors like that poking through. I love the gold windows here though, because that really like classes it up compared to the black windows on the bottom. And then I've always loved just like these little brick stickers and stuff like that. And then you've just got some balconies with railings on the side. And then going up further, kind of just the same thing with like the same style of sticker, a couple more balconies without railings this time. And then all the way up at the top, oof, kind of a steep angle there. But you've got the Hogwarts crest and then a couple of small turrets. Now, moving on to the interior, we do have a lot of detail here. So what I'm actually going to do is, I should have done this before I started this video, but I'm just going to remove the top so we can get some more light in. These little balcony pieces come off as well. And the reason that these are so small is because, like I said, this angles out. And so that honestly really opens up the ground floor. So this is the library, as you can see. That's a play feature you're not supposed to see yet. But I think that this is very spacious for a Hogwarts interior. Like, look at how much space you have. And look at that play feature. Fine, it's just screaming at me. Fine, I'll listen to you. So I'm just going to break that so it's easier to see into the bookshelf. But as you can see, you've got a very nice bookshelf back here. Okay, the cameras, this is not made for cameras to get into. So you have a very nice bookshelf. You only have 2 real books. So if you push those branches, they slide the book right out of the shelf. That's cool, but as you can see, they're always just slipping and sliding no matter what you try to do. So kind of irritating, I must say. And inside these books, you have stickers on the inside cover, which isn't usual. But there's no tile, and I really hate that. There should be a tile, like even if it was another sticker, because these books look empty when they're like on the hooks. And that bothers me. Like, they should have a 1x2 tile. It doesn't need to be printed. It doesn't even need to be stickered, but those should have been included. Absolutely. And so, yeah, so you just kind of connect it to the clip. Whoops. Sorry about that. Did not realize that this thing was swinging into your way. But yeah, as you can see, it's very hard to get into this library. I did not think it would be this difficult to show you guys what was going on. But anyway, the other book has a cooler sticker with a screaming face. So that's very nice. All right, my apologies for all the struggling, but the rest of the stuff in the library is still pretty cool. We have just a couple of chairs that are like at angles, and then you have some angled desks as well. And I think that these are pretty nice pieces. You could put, you know, like papers and stuff and like a quill like into these hollow studs if you wanted to make it look like students are working. And then at the back, you do have some more desks, although these don't have chairs. I feel like you could have fit a chair there. So I kind of feel like they should have had chairs. But this one has a chocolate frog, and both of them just have these little lamps. And then the last thing to see here is on this side, you do have the entrance to Dumbledore's office with that hippogriff statue. This is a sticker, and I mean, like, I'm glad they included it, but it's just very awkward to me. Something that big should not just be a sticker. That feels like something you'd see in LEGO Friends. And also, you don't need to enter the hippogriff statue to get into the library. Like, I feel like they should have and could have, like, built a little something, like a miniature version of it, but I just don't love that sticker. All right, then we start getting into Dumbledore's actual office, and this is by far the best Dumbledore's office that LEGO has done. We did get a mini Dumbledore's office in the Clock Tower set in 2019, but I do prefer what they've done here because they've actually gotten the raised kind of like dais section up. So I like that LEGO's done that. I honestly didn't expect them to. His desk looks really good, a little bit small, but you have a nice sticker there. You have a red quill, a lamp, and a letter. And then there's a chair back there for him to stand at, or sit at, because he has legs in this set, not a robe. We've got the sorting hat on display here, and then we have little baby fox over here. That's just one of those like dove pieces recolored in red, but that is awesome. And then at the back, we do have some cool details. You have these bookshelves, like I said, that you can see through the windows. And then you have a bunch of like little bottles and stuff. I don't know if those are the memory bottles for the pensive, but it's nice to see like those details. And again, this is spacious. This set has a very spacious interior for a Hogwarts set. LEGO probably could have crammed more detail in here, but I'm glad they didn't overstuff it. However, this is one section of the set where the spaciousness really sucks. This is absolutely, I think, like the worst section of the set. It's my favorite from the outside, but I mean, come on, like, what is this? In an $80 set with this much space, this entire room just has the pensive? I mean, LEGO, you're better than this. You're a lot better than this. This is so lame to me. Like, there's so much space and you just have the pensive. Also, these freaking great tile floors, these look so bad. I said it last year. I'll say it again this year. These look terrible. Hogwarts is not a freaking warehouse. You should not have graded floors, because they also provide way less space to put minifigures. I don't know why LEGO puts these in here, because 8x8 plates in dark tan exist. So that's also dragging this room down. But yeah, like, where's the memory cabinet? Like, right, like the golden like cabinet of memories. Like, it's nice to get the pensive. This one is like, it's a nice build. It's a little bit bright, I think. Like, the pensive isn't white, right? The pensive is like a gray. It's like a gray dish. So this seems a little bit deep. It seems a little bit bright to me. I like the water, but this is a major failure on LEGO's part, this entire room. We should have the golden memory cabinet. We should actually have, yeah, like a more accurate pensive. So yeah, just a huge disappointment, because there's so much more that LEGO could have done in this space. And then we get to the top, which has pretty much the exact same issue. There are some nice candles, but I mean, this entire turret space, it's nicely framed by these arches, like that's cool, but this entire space is just storage for the Sword of Gryffindor. Like, what? This is the same piece from the collectible minifigure series. It's still a great piece, but I mean, all of this space, and it's just a clip for a sword. Like, I mean, like, this is what I'm talking about, where I say that, like, LEGO could have crammed in more detail, like, in the actual office section. Like, both of these things could have fit in there, and then you could have done something interesting at the top. But LEGO didn't, and I think that that is what is dragging this set down, because the first two rooms are so well detailed, and then these two are just like empty, and there's no excuse for having such a little detail in a set like this. So yeah, that does really bother me. And then lastly, I just wanted to give you guys one better look at the outside now that I have positioned my camera a little bit higher. I really like the way this comes to a point. And I think that this like finishing touch at the top is very interesting. It's unlike any other Hogwarts set with the dark gray and gold. And I think that it just provides, you know, like a little bit more of a unique touch to Dumbledore's office. Here are the extras for this set. You get a ton of extra wands, which I'm always very happy to see. And then we do have 3 wizard cards. I got Rowena Ravenclaw, Minerva McGonagall, and I think that that's Newt Scamander, but I'm not sure. Here's the box for this set. I actually don't know what price point box this typically corresponds to, but I guess it's like a tall, maybe it's like a tall $100, I don't know. Set looks really nice on the front though. At the top, we've got the minifigures, and then at the back, we've got all of the features and interior details. Here's the instruction manual, again, with the cheap render on the front. I really wish that they'll change it. I'm gonna complain about them in all of my videos until LEGO changes the manuals back to what they used to be. Over here, Hogwarts connected for 2022. And I mean, like I said, this set really does provide you with so many different connection options just because of how you can angle stuff. And then here are the wizard card. Here is the wizard card checklist. So overall, I do like this set. I think that it's the best piece of Hogwarts we've gotten in the last 2 years from the exterior, and the bottom half of it is extremely well detailed. But for an $80 set that has less than 700 pieces, ouch. Just ouch. We do have some great minifigures here. Harry and Hermione and Snape are kind of like whatever, but the other three are pretty nice. But yeah, for $80, it's a good size. Overall, it's a good size. So I'm not mad at the overall size of the set, but the detail is what's lacking. And an $80 set, LEGO absolutely had the budget to include some more details. And I mean, even in the turret, put the Mirror of Erised in there or something, right? Dumbledore also looked into that mirror. Put the memory cabinet in with the pensive. These are small things that wouldn't take up more than 50 pieces that would be perfect additions to this set and wouldn't leave the top half of it feeling so empty and unused and unfinished. That's a big thing with LEGO sets recently. I feel like a lot of them feel unfinished, and I feel that way about these two rooms. It feels like the designers just gave up on including things that they needed to include. So, or even like I said, having a small hippogriff statue, put it in there. Build a mini hippogriff statue and put it in there, and that would be better than the sticker that we got. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this set and about the interior in particular. But overall, I like it. I just wouldn't recommend buying it at $80 due to the lack of an interior at the top. Wait for a sale and you'll be better off. So that's it for today. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com, and I'll see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.